Hey, hello friends. My name is Ryan and I'm going to talk really fast during this video because I've got a lot to say and I know people don't usually watch videos for all that long, but it is Christmas Eve right now and it's about noon. And it's been about 1 week since the storm that basically took out our house. So I want to take a little video here to kind of share with everyone the destruction and everything. So without anything else, let's go forward. Um, there is our house and our neighbor's house. So if I can make it through all of this, I'm going to start off by showing you what's left of the tree that came down. This used to all be my wife's garden. You can see some remnants of it in there. But we had 4 trees come down. These took a couple. You can see there's some big ones. And just ripped the ground to pieces. These 2 actually fell that direction and wiped out most of the garden because they were pretty tall trees. So they took out the garden. But the one that destroyed the houses was actually behind my neighbor's trailer, and here's what's left of his. Amazingly, nobody was hurt. Just unbelievable, but that's the tree right there. It was leaning a lot more because it uprooted from the ground, but then when they cut it off, the stump kind of fell back into its own hole. But that one crushed right through them and then went right through the top of our trailer, crushing it. So, a complete and total loss. Now, there's same thing. Slide completely fallen out. Just amazing that nobody was hurt or killed. Go around over here. You can see there's our shed. It's got most of our personal items in it now. And I'll take you around so I can show you the inside and explain exactly what happened. All of our personal items been moved out and had to buy about $300 worth of plastic totes to put them in and some tarps to cover it with. So here we are. This is what's left of our trailer. The front half actually survived okay. There's my computer stand. For those of you who know me, I'm a graphic artist and I make comic books. And my latest title was Antifa Alley. Actually Antifa Alley's A-Team, which was a comic book that was going to use action, adventure, satire, comedy to kind of educate and teach people about fascism and how evil it is and how bad it is. Yeah, that computer stand is on wheels and had all of my stuff. There's my wife's greenhouse for her garden, or, you know, what's left of it. And the garden is completely destroyed. You can see planters that got crushed. You can see remnants of, you know, the potted plants and stuff. And you can see just absolute destruction. So, but going in, let's see, let's open up the door. There's no power in here because I don't know what kind of shorts there might be that could cause a fire. So it's going to get kind of dark. This is the front half of the trailer. This is our bedroom. Now, we were able to actually stay in the trailer for a few days during the storm because there was no power, no nothing. We were running off generator. I had to actually drill a hole in the wall to run an extension cord out so that we could run a generator outside and a space heater in here. But yeah, we'll get over to the living room and I'll show you exactly what happened. So there's our bathroom. Still have some items up in the loft. And here we are in the destruction. Squat down here and get low so you can see where it just came right through and basically devastated everything. So on this side over here, the slide knocked almost completely out. And that black plastic was stuff that we were just trying to create a wall where our cats couldn't escape from the bedroom into here and get out. But you can see we've had nothing but rain nonstop, and all of that food is no good. Everything in our freezer, I can't even open the freezer. Couldn't even get into a lot of the stuff up there. But here's what happened. So, let me get on the other side over here. Let you see it from this side. I'll sit down on this couch, and you can kind of see. There's the ceiling fan. There's everything. Now, here's what happened. Is my rolling computer was right along the side of this this love seat here, and I was actually sitting in this love seat when a tree came down, one of the ones from the back that I said, and a branch just glanced on this slide out here, and there was no damage that we could see from the inside, except right at the seam there was some water dripping. And so I pulled this love seat out, and this is about 1:30 in the morning. I pulled the love seat out and was trying to get buckets underneath there to catch the raindrops and stuff when my wife comes down from the stairs asking what had just happened. And she started coming around the island to go up into these cabinets, which is where our stuff was. And she was going back and forth, bringing it to me, because I had pulled the computer out of there and had it literally right where this stuff is. So it was sitting right there so it wouldn't get wet from the dripping. And I had pulled the love seat out and was kind of bent over it, putting the stuff down because that table wouldn't allow me to walk around it. When all of a sudden we heard this loud crashing, cracking sound, and it lasted several seconds because the tree was falling and hitting the neighbor's trailer and crushing through it. And then while we were standing right there where that rug is, that was when the roof just came down on us. And we were both thrown. She was thrown into the table, which is why it's knocked over. I was thrown into the couch, which then slid back in because this whole slide started to fall out when that happened. And after a second, I turned around and looked up, and I was kind of down here. I turned around and looked up, and that was all I saw, except at the time there was a whole bunch of tree branches and all of that kind of stuff just poking through. And of course it was raining, so water was pouring in. And to be honest, if I stand up right here, because this is about where I was, you can see if I hadn't been down on the couch, we both probably would be dead right now. So the trailer's a complete loss. It was a really, really nice trailer. It even had this, kind of hard to see, this bunk room here. This was my studio, and put that out of the way here. Can't really see it. It's dark. Like I said, there's no power. But this was my little studio. It's a little side room. And what I would do is I would wheel my computer from the couch. I would wheel it over here and I would plug it in. And then I would sit down in the chair and work on my comics while recording myself. And what I was doing was I was working on tutorials that showed how to do what I do, because it's kind of hard to explain. I'm not going to bother in this video, but my whole thing was to try to teach people how you can make your own comics, even if you don't know how to draw. And my goal was to help people tell stories so that we have new stories out in the world. Because, well, there's a lot of creative people out there who have got stories that they want to share. And the way that I do it, you don't even have to be able to draw. It's not AI. It's just a three-dimensional program that's actually free. And I really wanted to spend time teaching others how to use it so that they could do like I do, make comic books, sell them, all of that kind of stuff. And I had about 2 years worth of video that I had been filming and editing, and I've got almost 20 volumes of comics that I have self-published that are out there. And when I opened up the computer case a day or so after this to look at the inside, everything inside of the computer is completely soaked. So I don't even know if it works or not. But the nice thing is we are insured. They're never going to give us enough to replace, what we had. That's gone. The data on the computer, I'm sure, is completely gone and wiped out. 2 years worth of work, and along with the master versions of all the comics that I had finished and ones that I was working on, all completely gone and lost. And the way it's going to work is insurance will probably give us enough money to buy a much smaller trailer, which is not, going to allow me to do what I want to do. They're probably not going to replace my computer because they have a cap where it's $500 per item up to a total of 10,000. And that computer alone probably would cost me about $7,000 or $8,000 to build today. So I just don't see that as happening. And I'm not going to find another trailer that's going to have a studio like this where, I could decorate it. I put these this brick backdrop up here to kind of give it that comic book kind of look. So it was really going to be something cool. And all of the comics that I do and the tutorials, everything I do, I put it out there for free because I know there's a lot of people that, they don't have money for entertainment and whatnot. And, they don't have money to go buy comics and stuff. So I was trying to make mine something free that, that people could read. So anyways, I'm going to put some links up to some GoFundMe, and I have a Venmo if anyone out there wants to help in rebuilding this. It's Christmas, I get it, and it's tough for a lot of people. I guess the ironic thing in all of this is we have 2 kittens that this is their first Christmas, and we decided to not have a Christmas tree because we didn't want the hassle of all of that. And Mother Nature had other plans. She said, hell yeah, you're getting a Christmas tree, and tried to shove it right through the roof. So anyways, that's what happened. That's where we're at. And I guess in a couple of weeks, because we can't even get an adjuster to come out here until the 2nd. Yeah, so luckily we do have a trailer, that an old trailer that a neighbor wasn't using. They bought a new one, so they let us use that, and we're kind of all, cooped up in that for now until we get this sorted out. But just wanted to share with you what it was that happened, and wish you all a Merry Christmas. So that's about it. Thanks. Bye.